Hey there, YouTube friends. Masked Bandit here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I always do appreciate it. And welcome back to Brazos Square, the new park we started in the last episode. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to say thank you so very much for the wonderful response to the first video. Oh, you made my weekend. It was so nice to hear all of your lovely comments, all of your name suggestions, how glad you are to see Planet Coaster back on the channel. Of course, I am as well, and I think you're going to be excited for today's episode because I got quite a bit done. Inspiration has hit really hard. So today the goal is to pretty much have this entire corner of the map done. That's kind of my plan, and then we can move on to a coaster in a different corner. I'm thinking 4 coasters maybe, or at least 4 large e-ticket rides, and then a smattering of flats and shops and stalls and things like that. The first thing we're going to do today is we are going to try to replicate one of Texas's most famous fast food restaurant, started down in Corpus Christi, which I think is about 6 hours south of where I'm at, called Whataburger. And Whataburger's tagline is just like you like it, or at least it was. Anyway, it's a fast food burger chain. I actually prefer their chicken sandwiches, but whatever. So let's get cooking. Haha, see what I did there? Because it's a restaurant. I'm trying to build ourselves a Whataburger to get today's episode kicked off right. And as always, inspiration inevitably hits, and you end up really liking what you're doing, and you play for several hours at a time, and then this happens. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous episode, but this weekend I was recovering from a very minor procedure. I was told to stay off my feet for a weekend, and so I had permission to pretty much, play computer games all weekend, which was nice. Can't remember the last time I've done that. So anyway, that being said, you're going to see some big progress with each update for a little while. So just hold on to your butts. So here we are. This is my Whataburger. If you were to look up classic Whataburger, you would see pretty much this. The first one was an A-frame building with a small interior. It had a drive-in, I believe, like you could drive up. And we'll add that extension in a little bit later. But I love the old school Whataburger sign up there. The retro W is taken from the restaurant. And actually, the in-game font, not that bad. It's not quite the Whataburger font, but it's close enough. I also did myself a little bit of an interior. So you'll see here, I got lots of TMTK going on in here. So we have these stools, which are lovely, and the queue. This condiment card is very old. I think I made that back for No Name Landia. You will notice some billboards. I'm going to have some custom billboards in here. Very basic interior. I don't know, maybe we'll put some pictures up there or something like that. But you can see a little bit of this tile floor is TMTK as well. Lots of beams, and then the in-game windows for that, and the doors on either side as well. It's a bit of a struggle because obviously fast food restaurants don't look like this. You can usually look back into the kitchen area, but I did not want to do, like I said, I'm not doing that kind of level of detail in this project, but I'm pretty proud of this interior. I think it's really nice, and what's really going to help us is when we build that extension, the overhang that comes out the front here, we can throw a whole bunch of picnic tables down and create a nice little eating establishment. I think that'll be really, really good. I don't think there's anything else that's changed thus far. It's just been this building. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. Like it kind of looks like a carnival tent, doesn't it? Like, but I don't know. That's not its final place, I don't think. But you'll see. I don't know. It's big, but I think once it's all said and done, it'll once it's in its spot, you'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's where it should be. I just love how bright it is. It's so bright, but this is the more or less finished Whataburger. I'm gonna move that beam there so it doesn't block the sign. But again, if you look at the image, if you Google classic Whataburger restaurant, you'll see this image. Hopefully you'll be like, oh yeah, like I said. Again, Whataburger here. I love this diamond overhang. It is so retro. I really like it. I think, like I said, back in the day, cars would have come up here and ordered, kind of like Sonic these days, but felt I wanted to anchor it in place, and I like it here. So this is kind of what's happening here is it's kind of, if you look, we're going to fill in this corner with some shops and things like that, and it's creating a natural way to access over on this area, and then along with the path here. I like this position from the entrance area. It's not huge, you can see it, but it's not crazy. And then it's going to look kind of bare because we're not going to do much on this side for this episode, but don't worry, we'll make it look nice. We'll fill it in. You'll also see there's a couple flat rides plopped down here. There's a carousel, and there is a drop tower or a launch tower. I'm not sure about this one, but the carousel is definitely going to stay, and it's basically going to be in that spot, which is, if you look, almost center of the map, which is pretty neat. And of course, if we're having a carousel, I've already asked Redline. My buddy Redline has already decided to make us a carousel. He's already shown me some pictures. It's not ready for this episode, but hopefully by episode 3, we will have a lovely carousel cover made by Mr. Redline. Again, this so far we've only been working on the Whataburger. The orange, I promise you, is that saturated and that bright. I think if there's one thing I've nailed, it is the orange and white, the colors of the Whataburger, for sure. But now that this is done, this opens up the possibilities to further build some stuff in here. We don't have any restrooms in the park. We don't have any gift shops, major gift shops in the park. So that's what we're going to try and squeeze right in here. And it'll be interesting to see because we've got two very different architectural styles here. We've got this old school, like Googie almost architecture. I think that's what it's called. And then this modern hill country idea. And then this super generic. So we're just kind of all over the map, but I like it. So let's get to work on making this area here near the coaster more complete. So I thought I'd bring you in here and show you that I did some custom supporting. Yeah, that support was ugly. I mentioned it in the previous episode, and yeah, someone in the comments was like, you need to fix that. And yeah, I did. So I did. It's probably not great. It's a good enough job for me, and it looks better than what was there before. But you'll also notice over here, continuing our entrance theme, we now have a bathroom. This is like the swankiest bathroom I've ever seen in a theme park, I'm just saying. Again, not trying to do too much. We have 2 restrooms here. I love my favorite part of this entire thing. Oh, that's cool. Look at the way it goes up over there. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Squirrel! My favorite part here are all the little succulents, this dry... Like on the way to San Antonio from Houston, you'll see cactuses on the side of the road and succulents and things like that. So I thought it'd be really fun. You'll see it's a pebble garden. I love that idea. Like if it didn't get so rip-roaring hot in my house, I would have a hardscaped backyard. Oh, that would be so nice. But anyway, you can see we've taken ideas from the main structure and kind of tried to tweak it just a little bit. This was completely off the cuff. This feels more theme parky, I think, than the entrance does, because I wasn't referencing an actual piece of architecture so much as I was referencing the ideas that I had already presented. So yeah, I think it's cute. Oh, look at these TMTK water fountains. Those are so cool. This series should just be renamed John Learns How to Use TMTK, because I am loving it. I'm loving it. I said to my friend, to Redline today, I said, how did we play this game before hydros beams were a thing? But hopefully you can see there's still a lot of in-game pieces. Yeah, trying to strike that balance. I think this is really, really swanky, though. I really like it. And then that leaves us with this really awkward space here, which is really not as much room as you might think it is, although I'm sure you're looking at it and saying, that's not much room. You're right, it's not much room. So let's see what we can squeeze in this area of not much room. So, to call this a squeeze is probably an understatement. Probably. But yeah, we have a gift shop here, again with some TMT. These roofs aren't what I was hoping they were. I'm going to use them for this building, but I'm probably not going to reuse them. I needed the corner pieces. I needed some corner corrugated roofing pieces, and I looked, I didn't see any on the workshop, so I have to put some trim in here. I just realized I'm not going to get that done for this episode, I know. But anyway, I'm curious if you recognize-ish this inspiration. What the inspiration for big time gifts. Don't worry, the name is going to be changing. This was a placeholder name. It's dumb. I know it's bad. Don't worry. So, do you think you know where this comes from? If you said Cedar Point, you're right, although it's not there anymore. This is the, I believe it's now defunct, Marketplace Cafe in Cedar Point near the Raptor Plaza. I think it's like an Italian restaurant now. I'm not sure. I went into Google Street View to find what's there now, but the picture on the Google Street View is from 2011. So I saw what was there before. I was like, that'll work too. So I went for it. It's almost got this like nautical, I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty. Here I go again. I'm pretty pleased. It does not touch the coast. Oh, I got a little bit poking out there. I have to fix that. Oh, it's the shop is poking out. Ah, dang it! I didn't notice that. I did put some chops in here. So we have that's fantastic. We have nothing, and over her. We have a Looney Balloons. So we do have some actual gift shop things in there. But this name isn't doing it for me. I need to spice it up a little bit. Get a little wink and a nod, a little inside joke for all you lovely people who have been following me for so long. So need to make a change as far as the name goes. So let's do that now. Alright, welcome to the Bro Nation Depot. I figured why not name the main gift store of Brazos Square after the lovely community, Bro Nation. And with it, we can do all kinds of innuendos and Easter eggs. For example, this place sells gifts, trinkets, and fudge. Of course it does. Bro Nation Depot, jank since 2018. And then here, oh my god, all these little quotes from RollerCoaster. If you have seen RollerCoaster, you will recognize most of these. Oh my god, so great. Kinderbot, cacao, jankiness, much fudge, and I Journey Through Tim. That was probably my biggest laugh of the RollerCoaster series. If you don't know about Journey Through Tim, I highly recommend you go back and watch RollerCoaster, specifically where we're working on the theater in Park Street. Also, obviously, to go with the change in colors, I had to go ahead and change the canopies. I couldn't remember what they were called. Also, I noticed that it really seems to fit in well with the coaster, which is pretty cool. That was a pleasant surprise. Also went ahead and kind of curbed it off a little bit to make it look a little more official. And then we're starting our process of the cleanup. So we've got our fencing that can't let you through that area, covering up some of the, the lack of paths, because it can't all just be pavement. I do love these marula trees in theme parks. It's very large. I was concerned about blocking the sight line, but if you come around the corner here, as soon as you're beyond the tree, whoosh, you get an awesome view of the roller coaster, and we will not be messing with that. So much so, you will notice that there are no trees in this planter, and that's intentional so that you can maintain that view, because I think that view is spectacular. So that's pretty good. I like that a lot. So now, if you see, we have much more of this area filled in. We need to do some guest service type thing over on this side, something else over here. I'm not sure what, maybe another gift shop, since we have a major food thing here. But now I feel like I could let people in and they would stop complaining so much, because when I brought them in for the thumbnail of the last episode, they just complained there were no bathrooms in the park. So now there's 2, so shut up. Anything else major going on here? No, not really. Gonna clean up. Now we are in the cleanup phase. It might be a little bit harder to find the major things that are changing, but like I built a queue for, you'll notice that the path now, we're going to clean up the coaster. We're going to give it a name, give it a nice little sign, and make sure it is all looking good. So I think that's how we're going to end this episode, is with some updates, some small progress parts as we get this whole area closer to completion. So let's start cleaning up, because right now it's kind of a mess and I want it to look better. All right, so hopefully immediately you're like, oh, that looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner. You'll notice there's some more stuff going on. So let's take a quick peek-sees of what's going on here. Decided to just color this in with terrain paint. I'm cool with this large area being paved, and that gave me the opportunity to throw in a Fizz Whiz and a Mine Gluten. Yes, that's right. All of those lovely IPs will be making their appearance in this park. Barbecue, Mine Gluten is already there. All those awesome places will be there. But the bigger thing that you're probably noticing is this cute little fountain. I do love a good fountain, and I had this big empty space literally right here, and I was like, well, what can we put there? Oh, I know. Let's put a fountain right there. So we did, and I like it, and I think it's going to be just fine. Simple, nothing to it, very pimpy, but I think it helps make this area feel a little bit nicer. It's pretty hot. We got a King Coaster too. I love me some King Coaster. Got him in there. Need to color this. You'll see a little gap there in the pads. Coming around this way, we finalized this planter here. I like these taller trees here to provide some shade. But we also threw down some benches and umbrellas to match our Freaky Fridays store. I'm very pleased with the way it is all sort of coming together now. We put up some more don't die fencing here so that people won't die. Throwing in some scrub. But I think from here you can see the coaster has a name. Big shout to y'all in the comments. Somebody suggested the name Vertex, which is the point of two rays or something like that. But when you do it just right, it kind of looks like an arrow pointing down for a vertical dive coaster. So this coaster's name is now Vertex. That's pretty neat. Easy peasy little sign. And our entrance area here, I think the wait time would be about 45 minutes for this thing. We can always change it if we don't think so. Love the safety information. Again, TMTK is my friend. That's where the font comes from as well. It's so good. Let's walk the queue. You see, you get some pretty good views here as it goes. I mean, it's not a very long coaster, but actually we're going to save the full walk of the queue for the last update. So I think that's the major things. The little stalls here and the fountain and the benches, and then of course the coaster entrance area, which I think turned out really, really well. Ruby, Planet Coaster Planet Zoo player, made this awesome set of bollard covers over here. I'll just give her a shout out. I don't know if she plays anymore, but here you can download this off the workshop by Ruby. Bollard cover set, I think is what it's called. And she has all different kinds, generic and Middle Eastern and all that stuff. And I just did a simple recolor of one of those for us, and I'm very pleased. Oh, see, Redline been working. There's a little bit of hint into his madness. The man is insane. Oh, one more thing. Since I sent the file to Redline so he could take a look at where everything was laid out, he suggested that he asked if he could fix my janky brake run. To which I said, yeah, sure, be my guest. So our brake run, if that was bothering you, looks a lot better now. Thank you, Redline, for doing the stuff I don't want to do. So you'll see as the park gets more and more along, we're going to extend the borders with its actual border, this fence here. It's feeling really, really good. There's just a little bit more in this area to clean up, and a little bit more to add to the queue, and I think we're going to call it a day. So let's see what the final product is coming up. Okie dokies. For the final update, I went ahead and turned on Reshade and got into Tegid Cam, and I figured we could do a little tour. I'm never quite sure what the sound is going to be like on the end, on your guys' end. But I did add music. One of the things that I thought would be really good is to pay a little bit more attention to music around the park. So I like that you can see the dive coaster here. That's pretty cool. Like, it's just cresting over, but you also get the final turn, the drop. I'm digging that. So just a reminder, here's our entrance area from last episode. Oh, there it goes. Let's take a walk in. We are pass holders, obviously. And as soon as we come in, you know what I like? That marula tree kind of does indeed block the Whataburger. So I did put on the American Planet Coaster music from the World's Fair pack. I figured that was hitting the Texas vibes pretty good. I am a sucker for good folk music like that, instrumental folk especially. And I just love how that dive coaster calls to you. It's like, hey, come ride me. You can go to the restroom if you need to. Here's a better look with the lovely reshade of our restroom. I'm very, very happy with it. And then we get this nice shaded area here as we approach the Whataburger. Let's see if the billboards are working. Sometimes they tend not to. But we also have our Bro Nation Depot right here. It's so good. I love it so much. I hope you enjoy it as well. Here's our Whataburger. King Coaster's in the Whataburger. Hello, sir. And you will see. Oh, good. It does work. Come in this way. We have our little menu items. The only thing is I don't quite know how to, I just pulled this off the internet, but there's your Whataburgers, double meat, triple meat, jalapeno and cheese Whataburger, avocado bacon burger. It all sounds good. I found just this, the 1 through 8. I figured that was a cute little thing to do with some custom billboards. Again, not something I do very often since we have such a smaller project here. I think it'll be nice to be able to do some of these extra details. Whoa, my reshade just kicked out and then kicked back in. That was bizarre. But anyway, here you go. The park kind of opens up after this little entrance area here. And you get a beautiful, beautiful view of Vertex as it crests the hill. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I don't mind that drop tower there. Maybe that will stay there. I'm not sure. Got some carts here to buy some things if you so wish. The pink glow here is a little intense. Hello, King Coaster. Goodbye. Whoa! I love that view. So good. Let's go a little faster here. So, threw down a TFB, tasty frozen balls, knock on Dippin' Dots, Joyride. This ride has a name. My son named this. My son. He's little. He's like 6, and I asked him, "What should we name this?" And first he said Tater Tot, and I was like, "Oh man, that is really funny. We should name it Tater Tot because that makes no sense at all." But I eventually talked him out of it, and we got it to Joyride, which is good enough for me. There it comes again. I shortened the hold time, I think, to like 2 seconds. I watched Oblivion's POV, and I like how it's a much shorter hold time before it just drops you. So you'll see here there's some chain link fencing that we've used to doctor up the area, make it all look nice. Now we can walk the Vertex queue. Enter this way. I changed the colors to make it a little bit nicer. So we're going to run. Oh, there's some brutal music in here. You know that the coaster is more intense when you have intense music playing. I guess that's kind of the idea. Let's watch the coaster come by. Come on. Where are you at? There it is. Love to see it. You love to see it. So we have a very... Oh no! We have a very simple queue. Threw in some fans, and I believe the ones at the end have some mist. Yep, simple cover here. It'd be loud and obnoxious, you know, to get you pumped up for the ride or something like that. Around this side, you know what I should add? I should add some little vending machines into the queue, or at least some TMTK vending in that cattle pen. I might do that. That's a good idea. And then I just pulled the beams off the station and added them here. Real simple. Whatever. I couldn't be bothered. I suppose we should ride it, huh? So maybe we'll end this episode today with a ride on Vertex. That'd be... Oh, no, we're not. I didn't finish it. Oh, man, look at this. This is a death trap. I just fall right off of here. Oh, good Lord. All right, well, let's get out of this view then, because that's silly. That's a terrible way to end. Let's go find somewhere better. Where could we look? Let's look this way. There's a different view of it here. Let's come down here. Up too much. There, this will be good. So, I hope that you are excited for all the progress that we were able to make this episode, and I hope you enjoyed watching this episode, and if you did, you know what to do, all the algorithm stuff, like, comment, subscribe, I started working on a wooden coaster. I'm just prototyping it. I think it'll be pretty cool. It'll go in a different corner. For the next episode, I'm not quite sure what direction we're going to head. Probably a coaster, hopefully Red Lion's Carousel. But anyway, with all that being said, have yourself a great day, great night, great whatever. And I will see all of you for the next episode of Brazos Square. Take care, everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.